Hello, good morning. This is Andy. We're going to give you some insights into a big, bold statement today. We're going to talk about how do we give a big, bold statement, a statement of truth, a statement of fact that can entice customers to think that we understand their current situation. So here we go. Let's take a look. Today, we are going to talk with Yami. Yami is going to be our teacher today, and she's going to walk us through what's going on. We're going to talk about big, bold statements or proofs that we talked about. So what are we talking about? A big bold statement is a story, right? I just want to tell them a story. I want to tell them a story that demonstrates that I understand their situation. So it's going to be a story about someone who is similarly situated to them, right? Or similarly situated to your customer or your prospect. And what are the elements that are important? So first, we're going to talk about a deflection or an acknowledgement. That's kind of getting people off the hook, right? They're going to be it would be something like, Mr. Jones, I don't fully understand your business. I do work in the staffing and recruiting space, right? And I'm not sure our solution's a great fit for you, but, right? And then we're going to talk about that comparison, that guesstimate showing that we're an expert. We work with, 60 plus customers in the staffing and recruiting space today. Although I don't understand perfectly about your business, we are understanding the space and some of the tribulations and trials that people are going through right now. Mr. Jones, let me tell the success story. I won't say that, but Mr. Jones, I have a customer who's similarly situated to you, going through a similar situation, and we help them by XYZ, right? So first we acknowledge or deflect their objection, and then we're going to move on and tell them our story. All right, so let's break it down a little more specifically. Mr. Jones, our recent customer who works in the technology space, which is similar to yours. I understand that you're making rocket ships, right? But our customer is making missiles, right? So they're not exactly the same as yours, but they work in a similar space, right? That helps us demonstrate that we understand the complexity and can work in the complexity. That customer, so what happened? That customer was able to engage with our sales team to create XYZ. And then acknowledging the situation again. And even at this time, as we're all suffering under pandemic, or we're all suffering under recession, or we're all suffering under like global crisis, we were able to do this. And then again, preempting their objection. And I'm not sure that our solution is a great fit for you, Mr. Jones. However, we were able to demonstrate value in a comparably complex situation that we talked about, right? So those quick 5 steps to isolate to. One, let them off the hook, right? Like, oh, you're dumb if you don't do this. You're saying, I'm not sure if it works for you. However, my customer who's similar to you, right, was able to leverage our resources to accomplish these things, even during this difficult time. But again, I'm not sure my solution is a great fit for you. Right. And then Yami says she's got the talk, but I promise she's going to provide you value. Right. So at the end piece for her is going to be, and Mr. Jones, even if you don't sign up with us and we don't start working with you, I promise to give you value. That value is going to be information, right? So our founders have helped hundreds of businesses in the space, and whether we build a great relationship with you or not, we'll be able to give you competitive insight into how services like ours are changing the landscape and how the landscape is changing because of services similar like ours that work with companies that are similar to your situation. All right, so it's not magic, right? Like clearly she's a magician here, but it's not magic, right? There's just a couple things that we need to think about. So for a little recap today, appreciate their situation. Mr. Jones, I understand. I get that you're in the staffing and recruiting space, but I don't know enough about your situation. And I get that we're in a difficult time right now with COVID. Guess. That's like proposing that you understand. I would guess you probably lost some job contracts right now. You're probably finding it difficult to get clients to make decisions or pick actual start dates for staff members, and then give them a story. However, I do have a customer similarly situated to you, right, who doesn't work in rocket ship building, but works in missile building, and then preempt the objection, right? Always feel like you got to let them off the hook. I get our solution may not be a good fit for you. I don't know enough about your business, right? That's giving them the objection of, you don't know anything about my business. You're acknowledging it ahead of time. You're preempting it. And then value, right? Remember, we're not trying to get them to sign a contract today. We're just trying to get them to the next step. What's the next step? Spending some time with one of our experts so we can see if it makes sense. And at the very least, if it doesn't make sense for their business, they're going to get something of value. They're going to get access to our experts, access to our founders who have built companies worth hundreds of millions of dollars, who have helped hundreds of companies that are similarly situated to them in their space, right? So just promise them value to get them to the next step. All right. I think that's all for me and Yami today. Thanks for spending time with Hike and X. We look forward to having a great sales day. Bye.